Hello beautiful souls and welcome to my channel Roseology. So today's reading was viewer requested and I thought it was an amazing idea to do a karmic themed reading where I look into the energy surrounding your karma in case there's any sort of blockages around you or cycles that you feel stuck in. It could be stemming from some sort of karmic lesson or karmic energy. Now I personally never view energy in rudimentary terms like good or bad, light or dark. Energy is too fluid to be generalized like that, in my opinion. So I see karma as something that gives as well as takes. So trigger warning, I need to say, I've already shot the readings for the piles. I usually film my intros last. So let me say that there are some messages in here that are blunt and to the point. And I, for one, never sugarcoat what I am picking up. I always do try to look for solutions and answers and ways that we can kind of, get ourselves out of certain situations, but I never sugarcoat, and I did not do that in this reading. But because this is a karmic reading, the messages, they may hit a little bit differently. I'm just going to keep it real with y'all, okay? So looking at karma to me is like looking in a mirror, and I like to use tarot. I always have, and I've always told you guys that I like to use tarot as a way for us to look at our own spiritual or energetic reflection, because it's all about staying accountable on our journeys in this incarnation. But if you are easily triggered, I absolutely do not recommend this reading for you if you are easily triggered, because like I said, I did not mince my words. I never do. And whatever I picked up from the cards I said, whatever I heard, I repeated. So this won't be all love and light, okay? Just a warning, okay? So let's get to the disclaimers. Tarot, or at least my readings, are not meant to tell you anything that you do not know, as much as they are here to confirm the things that you do know but have forgotten. So if something does not resonate, then either that part of the message is not meant for you, or you might not be ready to hear it. Tarot is going to reveal truths about our energetic frequencies, and we have to be ready and willing to hear those truths in order for these messages to resonate, okay? So take what resonates and leave the rest. For those of you that want to participate in this meditation, let me just say, like I always do, that this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you, you need to be synced into the energy of this reading. I always implore you guys, or I always say that I am not doing these readings on my own. I am not going to be doing the spiritual sort of weightlifting for anyone else. This is kind of like a interactive experience where you guys are using your spiritual intuition as well as I am to kind of divine messages that are meant for you, to make it more personal, to make it as personal as possible in a general reading, okay? To help you sink into the energy of this reading and to select a pile with your third eye, not your physical ones, I'll be offering a 60-second meditation. 30 seconds into that meditation, I'll be placing crystals for those that like to pick piles with objects on them. If you are drawn to another pile, that's because there's another message for you in that pile. So if you're ready, get into a relaxed position. Become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet, working that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds and exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self so you can get an accurate reading as to your karmic energy, okay? So this is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. This is pile number 3, pile 4, and pile 5. And we'll start that meditation right now. All right, and here on pile 1, I have a terminalated quartz. On pile 2, I have a clear quartz crystal. On pile 3, I have a smoky quartz. On pile 4, I have carnelian. And on pile 5, I have selenite. right, hopefully that meditation was enough time for you to pick a pile and tap into your own psychic awareness. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and beautiful spirit for these messages. Now let's see what your karmic energy is looking like, and I'll meet you over at your pile. All right, and pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So all I have here are some tarot cards regarding your karma, any sort of karma that you may be paying for. I will be shuffling some oracle cards here in a little bit after we get through your tarot cards, just to see what karma it is that you may be paying for, what karma it is that you may be actually building, because karma isn't just here to punish us. It's not just here to put things back on a balance. It's here to give as well as take. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what it is that your karma is. And the very first card that we have here is the Wheel of Fortune. Then we have the Five of Cups. I love this Five of Cups too. And we have the World card. Okay. Pile 1, one thing that I'm picking up in terms of your karma, just reading your karma, this is the end of what looks to be a karmic relationship. And it doesn't have to be to a person. This relationship does not have to involve another individual. This can be a relationship between you and anything that your heart has sort of attached itself to. But as you can see, the Wheel is the card of karma, experience, journey, status. The Five of Cups is the card of emotional distress or suffering. And the World card is the end or culmination of a journey that began with the Fool card. So there's a big emphasis here on emotional pain being paid towards something. But this Wheel card here has this ripple effect kind of depicted on the card. This is telling me that something was set in motion a very long time ago. Many of you blame yourself for some sort of outcome or consequences that you are dealing with now. And I feel many of my pile 1s have some sort of empathic abilities, and you struggle with separating your karma or energy from that of others' karma and or energy. And this has also been affecting your mental health with this Five of Cups card right here. One thing that many people do not talk about with the Suit of Cups is how connected they are to the swords or the mind. The emotional body and the mental body are one and the same because it's all connected: mind, body, spirit. When we grieve, which is what the Five of Cups talks about, that's the energy or the frequency of this card. It talks about the grief that we experience from detachment, from losing something, from separation, rejection, failure, experiencing less of what we had, of what we used to have before. This feels like something sort of spiraled that was never supposed to be whatever it eventually ended up becoming. And now you have to be the one to release yourself or to save yourself from it. There's a line, and I forget the name of the song, but it's a line in the Lion King album. And this girl says that I had to be everything that you couldn't be for my survival. And that's what this feels like. It feels like you have to save yourself. And this card is so dark, this Five of Cups. And I love that because it really captures a feeling of hopelessness and helplessness that the Five of Cups sort of talks about. There is no bartering, negotiating, saving, reversing, undoing. It is surrender to the fact that I've lost these cups that I really loved and really wanted. So you know what, actually, let me just flip a clarifier just to kind of see if we can get a little bit more details on exactly what this is, to see if it's a relationship or something else. If it feels like it really could be honestly anything. So let's see here. Let's see. Five of Cups right here. Eight of Pentacles ended up coming out for this Five of Cups card. Let's get another one. And Eight of Pentacles can definitely talk about money, work, career, a project, something that you were really dedicated to, very, very dedicated to, that kind of ended up being a loss for you. Maybe you put in a lot of time, effort, energy, money, and it kind of feels like betrayal. It sort of feels, look, again, we have the Wheel of Fortune card that came out. It kind of came out like this, so this could have been upright or in reverse, but again, we have another Wheel of Fortune card coming out. Let's get one more just to kind of see. Okay, ended up getting two more. The Temperance and the Hermit. So, and And underneath the deck here, we have Four of Cups in reverse. So yeah, for sure what this looks like, many of my pile ones kind of ended up grieving about or losing out on had something to do with your career, something to do with money. That's what this looks like. And it, like I said, it feels like a betrayal. It feels like maybe you trusted somebody, maybe you trusted them a little bit too much, or maybe you just weren't really expecting them to do you the way that they did you in terms of business. And you know how they say, like, business, there's not supposed to be any sort of like emotions in business. Well, it's like bullshit. Like when you are in business and you are involved in something that you really care about, that you really love, that you really want to see sort of get off the ground, your heart gets attached to that. Your emotions get attached to that. And there are some people that they play so grimy and so dirty when it comes to business. I know I've experienced this myself. And it was heartbreaking because it's like I put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this for years and years and years. As you can see with this Eight of Pentacles right here, I mean, he's really putting in work. He's putting in a lot of work. And it's like whoever this is, like, I don't feel like they were putting in as much work as you. And the thing is as well, this could have been a Virgo that did you wrong. We also have, again, another Virgo card with this Eight of Cups in reverse. It could have been a Cancer with this Four of Cups in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter, so this could have also been a Pisces or a Sagittarius. And Temperance is also ruled by Sagittarius. So this definitely could have been a Sagittarius, a Virgo, or a Cancer that you may have been involved with. It like I said, this feels like a betrayal. And for some of you, you may have even kind of like went into isolation mode and hiding a little bit because it was like you needed to decompress. You needed to sort of recuperate from what happened. Wheel of Fortune, like I said, I don't know if this was pulled in reverse or upright because it kind of landed weird. It also seems as well with the Hermit and this Temperance card, like you guys had a very difficult time believing that this happened, whether another person was behind this or something else was behind this. It seems as though you guys had a really difficult time accepting that this had happened, believing that this had happened. This just feels like betrayal. This is such a weird karma to be picking up. This is a weird karmic energy to be picking up because I'm trying to understand how your karma plays into this, being that it seems like very many of my pile ones, you were the one that was done wrong here. One thing that is keeping you from completing this karmic cycle, pile one, because this is a karmic cycle that you guys are supposed to be completing with this Wheel of Fortune coming out again, the Hermit, Temperance, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Cups in reverse. This is definitely supposed to be some sort of karmic cycle that you're completing. But one thing that's keeping you from completing this is the inability to move on. At first you identified with these cups, with the Five of Cups right here and the Four of Cups in reverse. At first you identified with them. And now you identify with the loss of them is what I'm picking up. And it's actually 555 on the clock right now. It's like you can't let go of what you used to have, what things used to be like. But your karma here is saying to you through this World card that this was never meant to last forever. And you getting stuck in this place where you can't let go or move on or reconcile with what's happened is consuming the bigger picture. The Five of Cups is not the point of the Suit of Cups. It is one unique experience that makes up the story or journey of the cups. The bigger picture of the cups is not even the King of Cups. It's not the Ace of Cups. It's the entire journey. It's the entire experience from the Ace to the King. So if we were to get stuck at the Five of Cups, at this difficult place, we'd never make it to the Seven of Cups where we're introduced to more options. We'd never make it to the Eight of Cups where we finally choose ourselves and detach and walk away. And we'd never make it to the Nine of Cups where our heart's desires come to fruition. We'd never get to the point or to the lesson or to the reward or wisdom that comes from these moments of grief. And this isn't to say that you need to just be happy and move on. This is saying take your grief with you and move forward. The same way we have that saying, feel the fear, but do it anyways. Sometimes it takes months, years, decades to heal from loss. And most of the time, majority of the time, we do not have the time, being that time is a luxury, we do not have the time to sit and grieve. We don't have the time to take off from life and say, hey, this really horrible thing happened to me. I need to to, take off from work until I'm over this, or I need to take off from being a mom or being a father or being a spouse just so I can deal with this. The majority of us cannot afford to take off from life to deal with grief. So sometimes you have to feel that grief and move forward with it. So sometimes it takes a really long time to heal from loss, especially the loss of a life. But the world card here says, because you also have the world card here, but the world card here says that you have more to do, you have more to live for, you have more to achieve, you have more love to give and to receive, and you have more in store for you. So if you cannot release your grief, you can still surrender to it by accepting it and taking it with you until you get to your 7 of Cups or your 8 or your 9 or your Queen or King of Cups moment. Life cannot be replaced. Like I said, if this was the loss of a life that you're dealing with, life cannot be replaced. But there are new things coming to you to be appreciated, pile 1. That smile will come back. The joy will come back. The peace will return. Even if these cups never do, you are meant to go on and to feel again. You're meant to go on and to feel again, for sure. As well as, too, another thing that I'm seeing with this Wheel of Fortune popping up again, and then we have the 8 of Pentacles over here, the Hermit and the Temperance, 4 of Cups in reverse. This is also talking about as well life after this sort of karmic experience where it's like whatever it was that was taken from you, especially in terms of business. For any of my pile 1s where it's like, I was betrayed in business or something like that, or I wasn't compensated in the way that I should have been. I was just did wrong, especially when this comes to business, your finances, or career. There's a new karmic cycle beginning with that, with this Wheel of Fortune card right here. So while the old one that brought you a lot of maybe pain and suffering and disappointment, that is ending. That 5 of Cups grief is ending. That one experience that got started where it was like, okay, I'm getting into this new business venture, business deal, or I'm going into business with this person, or I'm starting this new career, I'm going to school for this, whatever this is. Maybe you didn't pass school. Maybe you couldn't get into the school that you wanted. Maybe it was something along those lines. Fill in the blank, however this resonates, being that this is a general reading. But that grief, that old experience, the one that caused you grief, is ending with this World card, and a new one is getting started. A new one is getting started. So while you've kind of been in this like isolation hermit mode, there's been a lot of ideas coming to you. That wheel is getting turning again, but this time it's going to be all yours. Yeah, you're going to have to put in more work. Yeah, you won't have as much help as maybe you used to have. Yeah, you're going to have to venture into completely new territory, but it's so worth it because you are so ready to move past this 4 of Cups moment. You're so ready to move past this 5 of Cups moment. And there's a lot of healing that's coming with you. That's coming to you. So a lot of what I'm picking up with your karma here, pile 1, for sure, is really all about you starting over from whatever it is that you lost. You just had to take some time to really grieve and to really try to understand how and why this happened. But now that you're kind of pretty much past that, or you're getting past that, you're working your way past that, there's definitely a huge opportunity, not even an opportunity, like this is something that you got going on your own. This is like an opportunity that you are conjuring up on your own because of all this work that you're willing to put in, or because of all this work that you have put in, because you being committed to the fact that it's like, no, I want this. This belongs to me. I don't care about what happened in the past. Yeah, they did me dirty. Okay, you won. You won at being a fucking bottom feeder. Good job. So now I'm starting over, but you starting over is going to bring a lot. It's going to bring a lot of it's going to bring a lot of healing, as well as I feel like this is going to bring a lot of success. This is kind of like my underdogs is what I'm feeling like with my pile 1s. This is like an underdog moment. We have 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, that was that original plan that you had that's not working out the way that you imagined it would. 9 of Cups in reverse is that original plan not working out. Let's see. Let's see what else we can see. And then we have here Page of Pentacles. So you guys see, there's like, even though this didn't work out, and then we have 6 of Swords underneath, even though this original plan did not work out, you have something better that's coming. Page of Pentacles is It's past the Nine of Pentacles, you know. And then we have here Six of Swords. This is all about moving forward. Just do not get stuck at this grief phase right here, pile one. And if you do, like I said, pick that grief up, take it with you, keep going, because you have a lot of good in store for you, especially because now I understand why this was a part of your karmic reading, because you have so much good in store. You got a lot of good in store. It was just a matter of like, damn, I got did really, really dirty. And it was like, you know what? That was kind of a part of your story as well. So we have here truth, relaxation, voyage, and what was underneath the deck here, and community. So yeah, for many of you guys, this was like a person. This was a person or a group of people that you were working with that just did not end up being who you thought they were, for sure. See that? We have truth. They weren't who you thought they were. Voyage. This is that Six of Swords again, moving forward, relaxation. What's coming to you is going to be so much more relaxed, so much more peaceful. You're not going to have to worry about the things that you worried about in this previous situation. And then we have the community card right here saying that I believe that spirit is like divinely guiding a community to you that you're not going to have to worry about. This for sure is just like not going to have to worry about it. And we have purification under there. Yeah, so for my pile ones, that's all I'm getting for your karmic reading. But it looks like a lot of good in store for you guys. It's just a matter of like this grief that you're holding on to still, but it's understandable, especially if you were betrayed. Like that hurts like hell. I've been there before. So that hurts like hell. But yes, this is all that I'm seeing for my pile ones. You guys got a lot of good coming. I'm rooting for you guys. You guys stay strong, stay relaxed, stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye. All right, in pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So all I have right here right now is tarot cards to read your karma. I will be pulling some oracle cards here though after we go over your tarot cards, just to see what karma has in store for you, what it is giving you, because karma isn't just negative, you know, it gives as well as it takes. So let's go ahead and dive into your karma, see what your karmic energy is like, okay? So we have here Queen of Swords upright. Then we have Seven of Wands in reverse. And the Eight of Cups. Okay. So this looks like my pile of humility. It seems like someone here in this pile needed to be humbled. With the Queen of Swords here for me, she is feeling untouchable. She is feeling like I'm irreplaceable. She feels like the rules that apply to everyone else do not apply to her. I can do what I want because I want to do it, and it ends up in defeat with the Seven of Wands in reverse. And the Seven of Wands is already such an unnecessary card. Like they show up to fight the man from the Six of Wands, the card of success, because they're jealous of what he has, and he fends them off as best as he can, but they have no rights or claim to what he's worked for. So this feels like strong jealousy. You have something that I don't believe belongs to you. I feel more deserving of it than them. And for whoever this is, you got exactly what you asked for with the Seven of Wands in reverse and this Eight of Cups. It nearly broke you. For some here, you may have tried to take someone else's partner, someone else's job, someone else's position, someone else's idea, and they ended up kind of especially if this was like a relationship, maybe like if you tried to get with someone that maybe you shouldn't have, it kind of seems like this person could have possibly ended up putting you through what they put their last partner through, and you thought that you were different. Like I was saying with the Queen of Swords, the rules don't apply to me. So if this wasn't a relationship, then this is coveting something that someone else owns or has, and you attempting to take it from them. But because you didn't go through the blood, sweat, and tears that they had to go through to get where they are, you know, because this wasn't meant for you, but you said kind of like, you know, fuck it. Hey, I want it anyways. You ignored some cautionary tale here, and you went after something knowing that it wasn't for you simply because you wanted it. And you ended up having to severely pay for that with the Seven of Wands in reverse and this Eight of Cups upright. These two cards here, Seven of Wands and Eight of Cups, this combination is so humbling. This is the loss of not just a fight, but this is the loss of the purpose of that fight. It's like you went in there hard-headed saying, I deserve it, or I want it, a bit selfish, a little cold-hearted, even maybe possibly with this Queen of Swords right here. And the deeper you became immersed in this, the more and more and more you were asked to sacrifice until you lost the very reason that you went after it. So it's like not just, it's like somebody, like the best example I can give here is like somebody arguing about something with someone else, basically. It's like they don't have very much of a leg to stand on, and they get so kind of defeated in that argument. They get like proven wrong, and it's like they just lose their whole purpose of even being upset. They just lose their whole reason of even debating or arguing or whatever the case. Like that's the best sort of example that I could give here. It's like you don't just lose the argument, you also lose the reason that you were arguing, because it's just like, yeah, this was pointless. It's like you kind of wake up and realize this was pointless. This was not for me. I knew it wasn't for me, but now it's like I'm severely paying for this. At first you wanted it, and once you got a taste of it, that want started to slip away slowly but surely because of the headache and struggle that came with it, that came with maintaining it, that came with owning it, that came with having it. Eventually you kind of lost the desire of this because it stripped so much away, and you were left with no choice but to walk away with this Eight of Cups right here. And listen, let me just already go on ahead and say, like, I know that I already knew that this reading was going to be kind of like, it could kind of trigger because we're reading karma. So, you know, this this is all about accountability here, and the world really doesn't like accountability. So if this is kind of triggering you, like I said before we even got into this reading, just click off. Don't even watch this reading until, you know, like you're ready to be able to look in the mirror, have accountability, or whatever the case. Or if this just isn't applying, if this isn't resonating, then maybe you picked the wrong pile. You know, either you picked the wrong pile or you just don't want to own up to it. It's one of the two. But listen, you ain't got to take that shit up with me or anybody else in the comments. This is just something, and I need to flip a clarifier because I want to see what this is that kind of happened. So let's see. Got Page of Wands. Ten of Swords in reverse. Lovers in reverse. You guys see that? Like I said, this could have definitely been a person or a relationship. Look at that. Eight of Cups. Just like Eight of Cups right here underneath the deck. So Page of Wands for me, when I first flipped it over, what I got with this Page of Wands was like, he's looking at something that he really wants. It's just something that he really wants. And another thing that I'm picking up with this Page of Wands is like somebody really got to, especially if this was a relationship, like especially if you try to maybe break up a relationship because you felt like you belonged with this person. I saw the Page of Wands. I'm picking it up as like you almost learning how to get this person. You almost learning what they like and don't like. So there could have been a bit of an affair going on here for some of my pile twos. This could have been an affair. Like I said, listen, listen, if this was happening or is happening, there's just going to be like a lot of accountability that has to be taken here. But if this was like a person that you were just like, I just want to be with this person, like I don't care if they have a relationship. I almost see this as though maybe you were friends with their last partner or their last relationship, or you at least knew them, or this person kept coming to you talking about the relationship that they were in. They kept talking to you about their partner, and you kind of learned through that information, like, this is what they like, this is what they don't like. And you may have used it to your advantage. Like, this is something that their partner does that always annoys them. So just make sure I don't do that. Make sure that I don't push them away by being like their partner, basically. So it's like you kind of learned how to seduce them and not push them away by whatever sort of information they were feeding you about their relationship. If this was a relationship, like I said, I was kind of picking that up, that maybe this was like a relationship or a person that, and we have the Lovers here that came out. And then we also have the Ten of Swords in reverse. saying that for sure. The Lovers in reverse is for sure saying that this was not yours. This did not belong to you. Ten of Swords in reverse. All right, you guys, I'm so sorry. My phone, I had a phone call, but yes. So I don't remember what I was saying. Ten of Swords in reverse, though, is definitely talking about how you kind of pulled out last minute. Like I was saying earlier, before I flip these clarifiers, like I was saying earlier, yeah, Ten of Swords, and then we have the Eight of Cups right here. Eight of Cups again. You guys definitely pulled out at the last minute because you realized, like, whoa, okay, this was a nightmare. This was a disaster. Like, I ended up taking something that I really regret. It's like regret. This is regret. Ten of Swords and Eight of Cups is like regret. Like, I wish I would have never wanted this person, met this person, seen this person, desired this, whatever it was. Even if it's not a person, even if it's not a relationship, for many of you, it probably is with this Lovers card in reverse right here. But for others of you, this could have been anything. This could have been a position, a label, job. This really could have been anything. This could have been money for sure, you know, but it does seem like something that really caught your eye, that was very desirable. It really caught your eye with this Page of Wands, and you thought it was meant for you because it's like you convinced yourself it was meant for you with this Lovers card in reverse. And it ended up being, like I said, it ended up causing a lot, like severe suffering. Like I was saying, at first you guys really wanted it, but once you kind of got it a little bit, that want, this desire slowly started to slip away. The Lovers is in reverse right here. That want started to slip away. That desire started to slip away because this became a headache. And eventually you lost all your desire for this because it stripped so much away from you. And you were left with no choice but to walk away with this, both of these Eight of Cups right here. Very interesting how we have two Eight of Cups coming out here. And one thing, you know, growing up for me that I was always taught was like, be very careful with being jealous of people because you never know the hell that they had to go through to get what they have. You never know, they may have had to have sacrificed something that I'm not willing to give up or that I don't want to give up. And that's probably more than likely going to be the same price that I have to pay, you know? And that's always kind of pretty much made sense to me, just being taught that growing up. And it's like you never know what's happening behind closed doors. And so even if this person, even if this was a relationship for some of you, like I said, fill in the blanks, this is going to resonate differently for everyone being that this is a general reading. But even if this was a person that was feeding you information, telling you how terrible their relationship was, telling you how terrible this person was, this partner was, they could have easily been lying to you. Or even if they weren't lying to you, they're just telling you one side of the story from their perspective. So it's really difficult to get that full picture, like the Lovers upright. The Lovers upright is like that full picture, that full spectrum picture where it's like you can see everything. And so if you're just hearing from one person, you don't really know what the truth is. Or even if you're hearing from both people, because like I said, some of you may have actually been a friend with this person. Even if you're hearing from both people, it's hard to know exactly what's going on and why they're clashing in the way that they do or why they're interacting the way that they do. But once you kind of immersed yourself into the situation, entanglement, you know, if that maybe that might be the appropriate word for this. Once you kind of got caught up in this situation, you kind of realize, like from your own experience, like, okay, this is so not what I want. And, you know, like I always say, like, there's no judgment here because we've all been in situations we shouldn't have been in. We've all done things that we knew we shouldn't have done. It's about how we recoup from that afterwards, how we kind of balance the scales out afterwards, the actions that we partake in afterwards. If we realize that what we did was wrong, now that you know better, you do better. Maybe you always knew better, but you chose not to do better. Well, now make a different choice. Now make a different choice. Like I was saying, you never know what's happening behind closed doors. Meanwhile, you may see like this nice, big, beautiful house and this beautiful family, this beautiful couple, and you may be kind of hating on that. But because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, you actually may be hating on struggle. You may actually be hating on grief or unhappiness, despair, depression, hurt, pain, suffering. This needed to happen, pile 2, so you could see the dark side of jealousy and where it can kind of lead you so that you could see the price of it. You needed to really see the price of it. Let me kind of flip one more clarifier just to sort of see where you guys' karma is heading now. Let's just see. Because I just want to see. I don't know if this is a situation that some of you are kind of still involved in right now, but let's see. Let's just kind of see where your karma is headed for my pile twos now. Look at that, 9 of Swords. And I don't know how this was going to fall out because it landed like this. So it could have been in reverse. It could have been upright. And that does make a big difference. So it's hard for me to, let me just get a couple more. But it's really hard to know. 9 of Swords. It's like, yeah, there's some sort of price that has to be paid here. There's a price that has to be paid here. 4 of Wands. Okay. All right. I had just picked up a pregnancy and the 4 of Wands comes out. Let me see. See if there's anything else. Temperance in reverse. You see that? You're going to have to forgive yourself, pile 2. You're going to have to forgive yourself. You deserve forgiveness, but you have to forgive yourself in order for you to heal. That's what's really coming through really strongly right now. Forgive it. Even if this wasn't a relationship, this could have just been jealousy over any little thing. This could have been you wanting something that someone else had. This could have been just not being grateful for what it is that you have. Let me see. Then we have Ace of Cups and 5 of Swords. You guys see that? Underneath the deck, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. So as far as where your karma is headed, pile 2, like I said, this was kind of like this. So I don't know if this was in reverse or not. Actually, I'm going to keep it like that just so I can remember. But we do have Temperance in reverse. Temperance in reverse is saying to me that you have to forgive yourself, but it may be very difficult. It may be really difficult. This 5 of Swords right here, this Ace of Cups right here. You may feel guilty. You may feel a lot of guilt. Some of you may feel like I broke up a home. I broke up a relationship. Some of you may feel as though you broke up your own home. There could have been something like that going on. Maybe you stepped out of your own relationship. That could be another thing that happened here. Maybe you kind of thought like grass would be greener on the other side. This is actually quite sad. Ace of Wands in reverse. It's not what you thought. It's not what you thought it was going to be. This is quite sad. As far as where your karma is headed, it's gonna take you having to forgive yourself. That's the first step, pile 2. You have to forgive yourself. You have to, because otherwise this guilt is really beating up on you. It's really beating up on you, and it's difficult for you to accept any sort of love, any sort of healthy relationship, any sort of healthy, like I said, maybe this was like a career or something. It's really difficult. It's going to be really difficult for you to accept anything that's healthy with you holding on to all this guilt. If you're holding on to guilt, you're just going to keep recreating these experiences that cause more guilt or more pain, more anxiety, more shame. This information may have come out as well if you were involved with someone that you kind of maybe shouldn't have been. This information may have come out, and that may be another way that some of you are paying for this. Let's flip a couple of oracle cards here. See what else it is that you guys kind of have coming to you in terms of your karma. Let's see, pile 2, karma. It's coming to pile 2. It's coming to pile 2. We have here, very first card, focus. It's coming to pile 2. Voyage. It's coming to pile 2. Courage. You guys see that? And then underneath the deck, we have fulfillment. See? Okay, so pile 2, this is really all about you forgiving yourself, but as well as with this focus card, voyage and courage, this is telling me that there is a deeper embedded sort of source of the issue. There's there's a deeper root to the source of your grief and of your pain and of the reason why you thought that this was a good idea in the first place, that you are going to have to develop enough courage and enough love for yourself to dive into, to really figure out like what kind of made me do this in the first place. Because that's what's really going to heal any sort of grief or guilt that you may have. Focus card is definitely saying to stay focused on you working your way out of this maybe dark place or of this place of shame or guilt or grief. This is all about working your way out of it with the focus and the voyage card right here, but it's going to take a lot of courage. You see these waves right here, how they're crashing up against the rocks. There's going to be a bit of a rocky road there until you get into more peaceful waters. But it doesn't mean that it's impossible. You will find fulfillment. It's just a matter of rocking with those waves at first, but staying focused on the fact that no, there's more peaceful waters for me. It's just a matter of you kind of diving into, well, what made me kind of pursue this in the first place? That's what you're really going to want to get more of an understanding with too. The more understanding that you get with that, the more you're going to sort of unlock yourself, and the more that you're going to be able to kind of fulfill yourself as well. Okay, so this is all that I'm saying for my pile twos in terms of your karmic reading here. But yeah, I am wishing you guys the best. Please, you guys, stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed. Please do not keep suffering in this way without forgiving yourself. Like that was really heavy. That was really kind of hard to read. I get, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and those mistakes are okay. It's just about how we manage them afterwards, how we balance out the scales afterwards. As long as we are trying to do better, that is all that matters, pile two. Keep working on doing better. Keep working on being accountable and staying aware, okay? I'm praying for you guys. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these beautiful messages. Hopefully y'all come back to visit sometime soon, but until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. Please keep conquering the world, you guys. All right, and pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So, all I have here are some tarot cards for your karmic reading. So we're going to be diving into your karma, seeing if there's any sort of karma that you are paying off or any sort of karma that is due to you, because I do not see karma in rudimentary terms. I see karma as a taker and a giver. So, of course, I'm going to be reading from both ends here. Good karma, not so great karma. You know, I don't really like to make it that general, but yeah, we're just going to be diving in. So let's get started, and I will be shuffling some oracle cards a little bit after we sort of get into the messages of your tarot cards. So the very first one that we have here is the 9 of Cups. Look at how gorgeous this card is. So pretty. Next card that we have here is Death, and it was in reverse. And then we have the 9 of Swords. Wow. These are pretty. The way that these cards are done are very, very interesting. Death is my favorite card in the tarot, and I always say, like, I like the original Death card because I just don't think that you can really do it any better, but this is actually a pretty good one. Okay, so what I'm picking up here, pile 3, is with the 9 of Cups right here, Death in reverse, and 9 of Swords in reverse, you are definitely reversing your karma. 9 of Cups is the card of manifestation. It's the card of your heart's desires, of wishes granted. Death is unavoidable change, transformation. So in reverse, there's a bit of a stopping or a halting of that process. And the 9 of Swords is the card of mental despair, stress, anxiety, extreme fear. In reverse, the 9 of Swords, this energy is resisted, almost like a mental immune system that has built up enough resistance to not give into the same fears and anxieties that had you crippled before. Okay, so I'm going to be flipping a couple of clarifiers maybe later on, or in a couple of minutes here. But pile 3, your inner work. And this is really interesting that I'm getting this message right here after one of the previous piles. So you may have picked another pile, as well as this one too. If that's the case, then this is really, really interesting. And I'm not going to say which one. You'll know which one I'm talking about if you picked it. But yeah, your inner work, pile 3, has reversed a lot of karma for you. You missed out on a lot of painful or difficult experiences by stopping this karmic path in its tracks and deciding to take more control over your life and your fate with this death and the 9 of Swords right here in reverse. You've been dedicating a lot of time to understanding how you operate, how your mind works, how your body works, how your energy works, and you've stayed accountable as far as your emotional status. There's no avoiding here, pile 3, because you literally can't anymore. There was no hiding, escaping, or suppressing this. It haunted your dream life with this 9 of Swords right here. It haunted your waking life and everything in between. So this may have even started to trickle into other areas of your life. So let's kind of see where this anxiety came from. Let's see. Let me just flip a clarifier because now's time. Okay, this one came out as I was shuffling. We have 5 of Swords here. Really interesting, because I also pulled this card for that other pile that I'm referring to. Like I said, you'll know which one I'm talking about, but let's see where this anxiety is coming from, pile 3. Where's this anxiety coming from? What did you reverse your karma from? There's too many cards that came out. But we do have here the Knight of Swords in reverse. So this, and then we have the 5 of Swords right here. So this looks like an impulsive kind of decision that you may have made. Maybe you weren't really thinking about it. Too many cards. Maybe you weren't really thinking about this decision. Maybe you just kind of up and did it. With the Swords energy here like this feels a bit... Why do I keep dropping all these cards? What is going on? I feel like your reading's trying to say, like, I'm dropping like 50 cards because I want you to read them all. Okay, let's see. Where did you reverse your karma from? 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Page of Swords. Again, another Swords card. Nine of Wands. Where did all this anxiety come from, though? Okay. 9 of Wands. So this is like, and then we have the Chariot in reverse and the 5 of Swords. Okay. Or not 5, but 4 of Swords. Ace of Wands in reverse right here. All right. I'm sorry I had to keep flipping cards, but it seemed like your pile had a lot to say, though, anyway. So let's see here. So this is definitely some sort of a decision with the 5 of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Chariot right here, 4 of Swords. This was definitely a decision. We have way too many Swords cards here, and then we have literally the card of decision or choice, which is the Chariot here. So there is definitely a decision. For some of you, this looked like maybe a decision of moving away from your hometown, moving away from your family. This is kind of like this is weird. This is kind of like a impulsive decision that you made. Maybe you made an impulse decision to kind of leave your relationship, to leave your family, to get out of some sort of community or place that you grew up in, that you were used to. This could have been some sort of a commitment. This could have been a marriage. So there seems to be some sort of like, I'm going to get out because I feel trapped. Not necessarily trapped, but it's like it's like you wanted more freedom. So you may have made a really hasty decision to just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do it. It almost feels like you woke up one morning and just said, I'm just gonna get out of this because I'm not living in the way that I want to be living. I want to experience more. I want to explore more. I want to do more. I want different options. There's something here that you really wanted to do, and you were like, I don't need to worry about the logistics. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So maybe you really didn't think everything through. So for example, maybe you woke up one morning and were just kind of like, I just want to up and move across the country without really having like a savings, and you were just kind of like, I'll get a job when I get there. I'll figure everything else out when I get there. And it's like you got there and it's like a really, really difficult struggle. And so maybe you had to kind of come to some sort of decision to move back home or to go back to your old job, to do something. Fill in the blanks as it applies, because this is a general reading, okay? Some of you even had a near-death accident, or you lost someone close to you, or you almost did lose someone close to you. This may also be a diagnosis of a terminal illness that some of you went through recently. Not you personally, but somebody that you know may have been diagnosed with some sort of a illness, like someone that you knew was diagnosed with something very serious recently, and this jolt of power has reformed the way that you deal with and encounter your own fears and anxieties, is what I'm kind of picking up here. It's like because you've had to see death or look it in the face, life just isn't as scary anymore. I don't know why this message is coming through so strongly. You've reversed your karma, pile 3, or have cleared much of it to the point that now you are able to progress or manifest very easily. 9 of Cups down here. But you had to get back to this place, this 9 of Cups place, believing in yourself or in some sort of a higher power, which in turn is believing in yourself. The Creator created you in order for this power to experience many different perspectives. Your experience has led you back to your own divinity, pile 3. It's led you kind of back to this place that you sort of left from. As well as too, this is some of you, like I was saying earlier, feeling as though I don't have enough freedom. Maybe you just turned 18, 19, just kind of getting out of the house, getting on your own 2 feet. Maybe you're in a relationship with somebody that was pretty possessive, may have been controlling or something like that as well. And there was just like this, I need to get out. I need to get out. I need to get out. Yeah, we also have the Chariot in reverse right next to this 9 of Wands. There's like this feeling of I need to get out. And if you see your moment, you're just going to take it. And that looks to be what happened. And we do have the 9 of Cups down here saying that you definitely manifested it because you kept thinking to yourself, I need to get out. I want more. I need more. I want to do more with my life. And you manifested that. You manifested that opportunity or that moment, but you may not have thought past getting out. You may not have thought past this 9 of Wands moment, because after the 9 of Wands, we have the 10 of Wands. A very like, this is a lot of weight. This is a lot of pressure. It's heavy. It's very heavy. It's like, okay, now that I've escaped, I've got all these other things to worry about, or I've got all these other things to look into. I've got all these other things that I have to manage. And that may be why we have this Death in reverse card down here, along with this 9 of Swords in reverse, because it's like, yeah, I'm out. I don't have to deal with that. But now I have other priorities. Now I have other responsibilities that I have to take care of. I don't know why with this 9 of Swords in reverse, I'm hearing I didn't want it to be like this, or I didn't want to have to do this. I didn't want to be pushed to this point. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want it to play out this way. But you left me no choice. You left me no choice with this Death card in reverse. Death upright is already it's already a difficult transformation to undergo, but in reverse, there is so much resistance around whatever this transformation or change is. And so it's like you were kind of pushed out by being forced to, because it's like things just weren't changing. 5 of Swords, and you want more happiness, you want more fulfillment in something. For many of you, this is a family, a relationship, a family dynamic, a family unit, with this 10 of Cups right here. And it's like wherever you were, you didn't feel like you were getting that. And so you were like, let me just go out and try to make it happen for myself. Ace of Wands in reverse, you didn't really have much of a plan beyond that. You didn't have much of a plan beyond this wall right here. So one thing, pile 3, that you're really doing, like I mentioned, the first thing that I mentioned with your reading is that you are reversing your karma. You're getting to a place now to where you're like, okay, I'm out of here, but now I need to start rebuilding. Now I need to start bringing in more stability. Now I need to go out here and actually create my happy place of fulfillment. Now I need to actually go out here and make what it is that I wanted. Now that I'm out, I need to actually take this opportunity and make something of it. Now I see you working on capitalizing off of that, because at first it was just about getting out of whatever situation you were in. Now that you're out, it's like, okay, what am I going to make of it? I really do see you reversing a lot of your karma, because it's like wherever you were before, you did more than likely need to get out of it. It was something that needed to have some sort of major change that needed to happen. You moving on, you getting out was that major break. It was that major change. And now you're reversing that karma and saying, so let's say, for example, you were in a really controlling relationship, right? And you were like, I just need to get out of this. You found your opportunity. You got out of the relationship. And now you are reversing that karma by being out of that controlling relationship. And now making sure that you only date people or get with people that allow you to have that freedom, that don't make you feel the way that you felt in the past. That is how you are reversing your karma. And this isn't just your karma that you're reversing. This also feels like future. Yeah. Okay. We got the 10 of cups right here. That's why I was feeling that. This also feels like you're reversing the karma of your children. You're reversing the karma of the people coming after you, because they see how you remade your life. You moved your life into a completely different direction than where you were headed. Where you were headed, it wasn't that great. And you knew that. And you were like, I need to get out of this. Now that you're out of it, you're trying to make something that is worthwhile, something that is healthy, something that is fulfilling, something that is good. Not this. You're going from this 5 of Swords to this 10 of Cups right here. That's what you're doing. You've completely reversed this. That's also what the Chariot in reverse is saying, that you've Chariot in reverse, you've definitely reversed your karmic fate. And just like you manifested the opportunity to get out of whatever situation you were in that wasn't a good one, manifest the future that you want as well. Focus on manifesting that, pile 3. I think that's where a lot of your karma is going, is like asking you, well, what do you want? Because we have the 9 of Cups and then the 10 of Cups. So I feel like there's something here that's asking you, well, what do you want? What do you want? Because you're out of this situation now. So now it's time to start building the life it is that you do want. Okay, and then let me flip a couple of oracle cards here to kind of see where your karma is heading. Let's see where your karma is heading, pile 3. First 2 cards, we have potential and gateway, like I was talking about. Now you have the opportunity to make the life that you want to make. Potential card right here, gateway. Gateway is talking about that opportunity to get out and do something completely different, to get out of that situation that you were in and completely reverse your fortune. Way too many cards. Way too many. How many is this? 3. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just read them. Okay. Yeah. We got transformation. I was talking about earlier. Then we have release. You're getting out of that situation. Then we have thriving. And then there was these other 2, inner peace and focus. So that's where you were moving on. That's where you're moving on to, is that inner peace. Your pile has so much to say. So many cards always flipping out. It has so much to say. But do you guys see where your karma is heading? Keep doing what you're doing, because it's heading in a really good direction. Healing chaos. Do you see that? You guys see this? Healing chaos. That's exactly what you got out of. That's exactly it. So we have here potential. We talked about that card. Talked about the gateway. Transformation. Like I said, you completely have transformed your karma. Completely transformed it by releasing, by getting out of that situation, by realizing like, wow, the season of fall has hit. It's time for me to shed these leaves off my tree and completely be reborn, in time for spring. You knew that you needed to shed something. You knew there was some sort of chaos that you needed to heal, that you needed to release. And that is why you're moving on to a place where your karma is going to be really thriving. There's going to be a lot of inner peace that comes with that. That's why we got the 10 of Cups with your reading. Pile 3, like you really have reversed your karma. Keep doing what you're doing. As long as you keep going in the direction that you're going in, Even if you don't know what that is, just keep trusting yourself, because you trusted yourself enough to get out of that situation and to completely transform something that needed to be transformed. And you're healing a lot of chaos. Like I said, you're not just doing this for you, but for very many of my pile threes, you're also doing this for your future children. You've also transformed their karma in a sense, because they don't have to bear the same weights and responsibilities that you did. You've really taken on a lot of that karmic ancestral healing. You really, really have. Look at the beauty around this tornado. You see that? You see how we have these butterflies here? It's like, yeah, there's a tornado, but there's something very beautiful. And then we have a butterfly here in this transformation card. You were transformed through the chaos. You transformed your own karma through the chaos. And that's why very many of you have gone through a chaotic childhood, a chaotic, the last few years may have been very chaotic. This was because that chaos came to transform you, and not just you, but your future generations, your children, your children's children. They will not have to endure the same chaos that you did. You freed them up from that. Gateway, you freed them up from that. Wow. I'm getting a lot of crown chakra energy here as well. I don't know if you guys work with the crown, if you have been focusing on your crown chakra, but I'm getting a lot of sensation with the crown chakra here. So much determination. You guys are really headstrong. You guys are really, really headstrong. My pile threes. Man, be proud of yourself. You guys are really headstrong. You really turned something around that you weren't necessarily supposed to turn around. Some of you as well, you may have had a child at a very young age. And you being the parent of that child, even though you may have had them at a young age, you healed a lot of chaos by you being a parent. You reversed a lot of karma by you being a parent, even if you were a very young parent. Like I was saying, you reversed a lot of karma because you have so much wisdom to share and to give. You were the gateway. You, pile three, are the gateway to a completely different set of karmic circumstances for you and the future generations. That's beautiful right here. Death in reverse, like I was saying. Yeah, you halted that process. This is beautiful. So this is all I'm seeing for my pile threes. I could keep going all day, but I'm gonna have to move on to pile four. But thank you guys so very much for tuning in. You guys, please stay safe, stay blessed, stay healthy. There's so much going on in the world, so please, please, please stay healthy, stay grounded, stay blessed. And let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, in pile number 4, welcome to your reading. So all I have down here are some tarot cards to look into your karmic energy, your karmic frequency. Like I said, I do not see karma as just a bad or a negative thing. I see karma as something that gives and takes. So let's go on ahead and dive into your karmic energy using just a tarot, and then I'll be flipping some oracle cards later on. Okay, so let's get started. Very first card that we have here is the Star. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. That's a very interesting Eight of Pentacles. And then we have the Two of Swords in reverse. You're learning how to build, pile 4. You're learning how to work. I see you learning patience, persistence, attention to detail. You're learning how to start or create something from scratch. That's what I'm picking up here. That's the strongest message coming through with your karmic energy. I guarantee very many of my pile 4s in your past life, things either came easy to you or handed to you, or it didn't take much effort on your end to live the life that you wanted, or to have whatever it was that you wanted. And in this life, there's a lot of management involved. Experience and learning is here represented with this Two of Swords in reverse. So this is very new for you. And I'm shocked we don't have the Three of Pentacles here, but you're also learning how to appreciate the value of something, or how to determine the value, because you know what it takes to build something of quality now. Whether this is a business, a relationship, job, career, many of my pile 4s had to work your asses off for almost everything, or you had a privileged life growing up maybe, and along the way you were separated from that, or lost a lot and had to pick up the pieces on your own. You see how the Star card here, it has this imagery of a skull. this bird on top of a skull right here. So this is all about building from the ashes or bones of what once was. And in the Eight of Pentacles over here, and in the Eight of Pentacles, we see him almost like this great architect or creator. And it looks like he's trying to make the perfect skull or human, working at it over and over and over again. This feels like very strong earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Definitely Capricorn and Virgo, though, that I'm picking up the strongest. But there is some sort of fixed, persistent energy here. So that's why I'm saying it could be any of the earth signs. Taurus would be the fixed earth sign. So yeah, but there's definitely strong, like I'm picking up very strong Capricorn, Virgo energy. But we have Aquarius energy here as well with the star card over here. So there could be some Aquarius energy, some Libra energy, and any of the earth signs for sure. But I'm feeling Capricorn, Virgo, Leo, Scorpio energy as well. Very defiant, persistent, like you're not going to tell me what to do type of energy, Aquarius. The saying persistence wears down resistance is so true. And my pile fours, you guys are hard-headed. There's this knowing that you have that something is for you or belongs to you, and you are defiantly pursuing it against better or maybe more logical judgment. Despite the odds and the numbers and the probability, you're moving forward anyways. But you had to learn how to be this rebellious. Life will tell you who you can and cannot be. And this is why I always say a being without purpose cannot withstand the trials of life, because purpose gives meaning. And without meaning, the challenges that we face will feel defeating, focused, and almost deliberate. There's challenges everywhere in life, in every experience and incarnation. Without purpose, those challenges are not worth it. It's not worth us pushing through those challenges, trying to find solutions, trying to motivate ourselves, trying to get through every sort of heartbreak and downfall and disappointment. It's not worth it when something feels so meaningless. You know, it's like if you don't have a reason to keep going, who in their right mind would keep pushing along? Who in their right mind is going to keep progressing if there's no reason? So these problems here are meant to be solved. The mysteries and codes are meant to be cracked. You are committed to your heart's desires or your goals or your intuition that feels determined to achieve something. You're really learning how to achieve pile four is what I'm saying here with your karma. There's something here where it's like you are owed. I'm going to flip some clarifiers, but there's something here where it's like you are owed this dream. You're owed it. It's like, this is your dream. You see that? Six of Wands came out, you guys. Six of Wands came out. It just flew out. That is Six of Wands in reverse, though, kind of talking about what I was mentioning, where it's just like you just got to keep trying over and over and over again. And it's like the path that you're on, pile four, is like, it's not for it ain't for the weak. The weak will not survive the journey, like the path that you're on. Like you have to be focused and determined if you're a part of my pile fours. And if you haven't tapped into that energy yet, don't worry about it. Like that energy is within you because you guys have surpassed so much. You have survived so much. You've gotten through so much that it's like it's in you. Just sometimes it comes out only when you see that. Wasn't I talking about, it's funny that we don't have the Three of Pentacles here, and here's the Three of Pentacles in reverse, meaning that you want to do this alone. This is something that you want to do alone. Like you'll accept help. I don't see you opposed to accepting help, but then we have the Four of Pentacles, Two of Wands. You see how these are all in reverse? I just want one more. Let's see. It's interesting how these are all in reverse though. Four of Swords. And then we have Six of Pentacles in reverse. The only one upright is the Four of Swords right here. It's very easy for you to switch up. Not your plan, not your goals, not your dreams, but it's very easy for you to switch up your direction. It's very easy for you to redirect or reroute yourself to somebody or some sort of doorway that will open for you. With this Four of Pentacles in reverse, like you are not stuck on it has to be this way, it has to be like this. Like, no, you're not stuck on that. For you, you are so focused. You're all about the goal. This is very Aquarian energy. Like you're very focused, Aquarian, Capricorn energy. You're very focused. This is all about the goal. And Three of Pentacles in reverse is kind of saying like, no one can do my job better than me. Nobody can do this better than me. Like I don't really need, like I said, it's not that you won't accept help. It's just that it's like you like to learn how to do everything on your own. That's what I'm picking up with this Three of Pentacles in reverse. Is like, best way I can explain this is like, many people are afraid of failure. My pile 4 is like, you guys aren't afraid of failure. You don't see failure as failure. You see it as like, I definitely learned something from this. I learned what not to do. Like, you guys don't, you're so damn determined and focused. You don't even see a fail as a fail. It's just like that was me winning, but backwards. Like, it's such defiant energy here. Everything's in reverse. You see that? Everything except for this Four of Swords right here. Four of Swords is very peaceful for me. In your reading, in your spread, this Four of Swords is saying like, I know that this is mine. I know that this belongs to me. Because as you can see, we have the four of Pentacles in reverse. Four of Pentacles is all about, I cannot let go of what I believe is mine. Four of Swords, this is more so material. This is more so tangible with the Four of Pentacles. Four of Swords is more about your mind, your mental state. And your mental state, like I said, you're highly focused, highly determined. There is no stopping the vision. Two of Wands in reverse. There's no stopping the vision. Even if you have to redirect and reroute, there's no stopping the vision. Six of Wands. You've experienced some failures, some failures, setbacks, disappointments, but it literally has not stopped you. Eight of Pentacles. You see how like determined this person is in the Eight of Pentacles. We got a lot of Pentacles cards here too. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is a lot of determination within you, pile 4. And you guys are owed some karma where it's like you come out on top. Let's do a flip to see what karma is coming towards you. So these two just flipped out. We have the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Swords upright. So what karma's coming towards my pile 4s. And you got the Two of Wands that flipped over in here. Justice. This Eight of Cups for me is saying that you're not going to have to work that hard. Oops. Okay. We've got Six of Pentacles, or Six of Cups in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, and Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay. So underneath the deck, we have the Chariot. Like I was saying, you guys are not going to have to work as hard as you're used to working in the near future. Like what I'm seeing here is like, you got my pile 4s, you guys work hard. You believe in work ethic. You believe in hard work. Like you're just old fashioned. You're classic where it's just like, I know that blood, sweat, and tears, like hard ass work will get you there. Like if you struggle with faith and manifestation, things like that, the one thing that you do believe in is hard ass work, and it doesn't scare you the way that it scares many people in today's time and generation. It really does not scare you. And you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. You're not afraid to have to learn. You're not afraid to embarrass yourself. You're not afraid to look a certain way. You're not afraid of that because you know where you're going to end up. And with this Eight of Cups, I don't know why, but what I'm seeing with this Eight of Cups for you is like, you're not going to have to keep working this hard anymore. And then we had the Justice come out directly after that. We have the Chariot over here. Justice is all about balance. It's all about balance. The Chariot can be very kind of go, like a go-getter. And so I'm seeing some sort of stability kind of come to your emotional life as well when it comes to you working at your goals, working at your future, working at what you want. I see you guys finding some emotional stability, especially with this Ten of Cups and the Six of Cups right here. We finally had the Two of Wands come out upright, talking about the vision. This is your vision. This is your ideal. This is what you are so passionate about. or this is just what you're able to believe in because you can see it. Anything that you can see, you can create, you can make for yourself, you can bring it and you can birth it into reality. Ace of Swords, like I was talking about, very determined, very focused. 10 of Cups in reverse. Some of you have had to kind of sacrifice your personal life. Some of you have had to kind of maybe sacrifice relationships, spending time with your friends, family, loved ones, having just like a normal life. Many of you in this pile have had to sacrifice that because you're so determined, you're so focused. It's all about work for you. It's definitely not that you don't love your family. I'm actually seeing some of you guys maybe even miss your friends and family and the people in your life and miss spending some time with them. But you're just so focused. And if anything, you're doing all of this for them. If you have other people in your life that you care about, you are doing all of this for them. This is going to be a very specific message for some of you. But some of you I see as like producers. Like, I don't know if this would be music, TV, movies, scripts. I don't know. But radio. But I see you guys as producers, or I see you as like somebody that comes up with a lot of ideas and you sell them. Like I said, this is a very, very, very specific part of this pile for message. But I see some of you where you make money off of being maybe like some sort of like creative director, or like you come up with the ideas. These are really crazy ideas that I see you providing for other people, but then paying a lot of money to you for it. The day is coming where you don't have to work as hard anymore, pile 4. That's one thing that I'm seeing heavily on its way when it comes to your karmic energy, is like you're not going to have to work as hard as you have been, or as hard as you are used to working. There is definitely relief coming with the Justice right here. The Chariot the Chariot to me always seems like the 6 of Wands on steroids. It's always seemed like the 6 of Wands to me, but just really intense. So with the Chariot, I'm seeing a lot of success. I'm seeing a lot of success where, like I said, you don't have to work as hard anymore. For some of you, I'm literally seeing like you're just working yourself to, like you're working your fingers to the bone. Then all of a sudden one day the right person notices you, or the right opportunity comes in, or something happens. Maybe you go viral, maybe it's a hit. I don't know. Something happens and it's like all of a sudden you don't have to work as hard anymore. This Chariot right here is saying all of a sudden I can coast. It's like some of you own businesses where, you know, the point of a business is to get it to be self-sufficient. That the way you don't have to oversee every little thing. You should not be micromanaging every little thing. Jeff Bezos does not micromanage every little thing. No CEO of a major company micromanages every little thing. They have people in place for that because they need to be able to live their lives. You know, Jeff Bezos doesn't have time to be overseeing this, you know, this over here. Oh my God, the computers went down. Oh my God, like, you know, management with the workers and overseeing like network security and servers. He doesn't oversee all those things. He pays people to do them. And that's where I see you guys getting. I see you guys getting to a point to where you are able to kind of sit back a little bit, because all of this work is going to pay off and it's going to be able to sustain itself. Whatever it is that you're doing will be able to sustain itself very soon. Even if you are working for someone else, eventually your work ethic, the way that you work, the quality of work that you do will be able to speak for itself. Or maybe you have a job, but you have some sort of a side hustle that takes off. And this could be anything, so fill in the blanks. It could be a relationship. Eventually you'll get to a place in your relationship where you won't have to work as hard. Maybe it's by leaving that relationship and finding somebody else that fits you a bit better. Or maybe it's by working through the things that have been plaguing your relationship. And eventually you guys get to a place where it's like you just really deeply understand each other. You won't have to work as hard. So really fill in the blanks as it resonates for you. Since this is a general reading, this feels a lot like work for very many of you. But this definitely could be a relationship with all these cups cards that we have. But there is a bit of an imbalance here as well between how much you work and your personal life. There is a bit of an imbalance here with that. Just making sure you guys can see. Okay, so let's shuffle some oracle cards just to see. What do we have coming to my pile fours? The card Purity just came out. Delight. Security. You guys see that? That's exactly what I was saying. Too many cards. I know some of you guys say, like, just let them fall out of your hands. No, no, no. Like, I know how I shuffle my cards, and that if it's uncomfortable for me, those aren't the cards for the reading. But by all means, if a card falls out and is not comfortable for me, but it resonates for you, take it as it is, okay? Illumination. Let me get one more. Look at that. We have blessings. And underneath the deck, we have standstill. Okay, so this is pretty much what I was talking about, pile 4. This is what you have coming to you. We've got security. Like I was saying, something's going to be able to run on its own self-sufficiently, where you won't have to micromanage every little thing. So we have security, blessings, illumination, purity, delight, and standstill. So like I said, there's a lot of stability, security that's coming, where, like I said, it's going to be able to maintain itself. You won't have to work as hard anymore. Illumination, purity is a lot like the star card right here, and standstill is a lot like the star card down here. Blessings is coming from all of this Eight of Pentacles work. Security, delight is all coming from this Eight of Pentacles work. These are things that, like I said, it's all the work that you're putting in now that is going to pay for later. And just keep going. I really don't have to tell many of my pile 4s that. You guys are already kind of like these workhorses that just refuse to give up because you know that it's meant for you. And that's the type of willpower that is going to get you somewhere. And so just don't, no matter what is going on in your personal life, do not give up. Because like I'm telling you guys, my pile 4s, you guys are going to get to a place to where you won't have to, the way that you've been working is not going to be forever. And that's really the strongest message that's coming through with your karmic energy here, is like, this will not be forever. Things are going to change seemingly overnight to other people. To you, you're going to know how much work you put in. But for other people, this is going to be like, oh my God, like overnight success. But you're going to know, like, this wasn't overnight. This was years of me working my ass off. Yeah, I see like a lot of good karma coming to you guys. Delight, security, blessings, illumination, purity, standstill. There's a lot of good karma coming. You're just in a stage of sort of like building that momentum up, but it's getting there. It's really getting there. So don't stop. So this is all I'm seeing for my pile 4s as far as your karmic energy. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. You guys, please stay safe, stay blessed, stay healthy. In today's time, we've got so much going on. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, in pile number 5, welcome to your reading. So all I have down here are some tarot cards to look over your karmic energy. So like I said in the intro, I do not see karma as just one thing, like a bad thing or a negative thing. I see karma as something that gives as well as takes. So yeah, we're just going to be looking into your karmic energy just to see if there's anything on the way, anything that you're paying for. So let's go on ahead and take a look, and then later on I will be flipping some oracle cards over here. Okay, so let's get started. The very first card that we have here is the Emperor in reverse. Then we have the Four of Cups. Interesting. Four of Cups is ruled by the Emperor. The Emperor rules all the 4s in tarot. And then we have here Temperance. Okay. All right, pile 5. Your karma is very interesting. Your karma here, though, is to be a healer, pile 5. Whether this is to heal yourself or others, that is your karma, as well as there's a lot that you've needed to unlearn. There's a lot that you've been exposed to as of late, as of recently. You've been exposed to maybe different beliefs, a different religion, different culture, different something that has really expanded your mind. So part of your karma is releasing these really, really rigid sort of beliefs, stereotypes, generalizations that you may have sort of picked up in your environment or in your childhood, maybe even as well in your past life. And you're really here in this life to shed it, or at this part of your life to shed it, if you do not believe in reincarnation. So yeah, you're here at this part of your life right now to really shed all those beliefs. That's why this Emperor card is in reverse right here. But with this Four of Cups right here, I see you kind of struggling with like, well, this is really, really different than what I was taught, or this is really, really different than what I was told. I see you kind of struggling here as to what do you believe? What do I believe, you know? As well as I want to say for you, pile 5, do not give into trends. It doesn't matter if the world is going new age, but you believe in Catholicism, or, you know, whatever the case, or reverse it. If the world is going Catholicism and you believe in spirituality, whatever it is, you stay true to that, because you are really here to do your own thing and to not be sort of told or directed or taught or controlled, you know? So you're releasing a lot of programming. You're releasing a lot of programming at this particular point in time in your life here. Another thing, like I said, is your karma is to be a healer. Whether it's learning how to heal yourself or others, it's learning how to recoup from pain as well, learning how to not only survive, but to thrive after loss, disappointment, heartache, betrayal. Another interesting thing here is we have the Emperor, which is the daddy of tarot. He rules all the kings, and like I said earlier, he rules all the fours in tarot. So the Emperor is the divine masculine in all of its forms. He represents boundaries, restrictions, limitations, tangibility. He represents matter, things coming into form, things coming into matter. But the interesting thing about the Emperor is, like, once things kind of really come into matter with the Empress card, right? And then with the Emperor card, it's like you're sort of getting your system together, you're getting your routine together, you're getting these things together where it's like, this is what it takes in order to sustain, in order to maintain or to manage something, whether this is a belief, a lifestyle, a habit, whatever it is. And so once that system is set up, the thing about anything that is tangible, the thing about the physical realm is that everything alive in the physical realm goes through a process of decaying and then dying. So things are meant to be shed when they come into physical form. So when we deal with the Emperor, we're dealing with something that has to eventually be shed or be released or be transformed in a way, be evolved. And so, you know, like I was saying, the Emperor is the divine masculine in all of its forms. He represents boundaries, restrictions, limitations, tangibility. And this is because the Emperor represents knowing. In order to know, we have to have a clear distinction between the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen. The Emperor or divine masculine is that line that gets drawn to make one whole two separate sides. I've always described the Emperor as like a bowling lane with the rails up. He keeps you in order and on the path so we don't stray. And I say all that to say that your Emperor card here is in reverse, pile 5, meaning that there's a lack of this energy in some department or form of expression. Your divine masculine is not showing up like the divine masculine somewhere else in your life. And the Four of Cups is revealing exactly where your divine masculine has been absent. The Four of Cups is the card of community. Even though in the Four of Cups, he's always alone, but hear me out. The card that comes right before the Four of Cups is the Three of Cups. All about celebration, friendship, relatability, closeness, community, clanship. So this is your clan that you're introduced to in the Three of Cups. And everyone is bringing their own spin and personality and energy to the mix, represented by the cups that they bring with them. So that is why everybody has a cup in the Three of Cups, because this is like they're bringing their own personality, they're bringing their own energy, they're bringing their own essence. So in the Three of Cups, we're dealing with celebration, friendship, you know. Then we get to this card right here, the Four of Cups, where he is around this community of people, but feels so singled out and alone, misunderstood. And it's not because of what others have said to him. No one said anything to him, but it's because of how he sees himself compared to the community around him. This leads him to believe like, well, something is wrong with me. I'm not like everyone else. I'm not able to enjoy myself. I'm not celebrating like everyone else. Comparison really does taint peace. It really poisons peace every single time. It poisons confidence, and it erases that line that the divine masculine establishes so we can see ourselves apart from others without falling into judgment or self-criticism. The emperor doesn't feel less like him just because he's around other people. He always feels like the emperor or like himself when he's upright. In reverse, he has lost that sense of identity, direction, or purpose. Just like the Four of Cups, Temperance is here to reconnect you back to you and a healthy state of pride in the self. So when you are around others, you don't lose any parts of you. You don't conform, but you become even more of yourself. You are meant to contrast others, pile 5, meaning that you are meant to stand out. You're meant to stand apart. Allow that to happen because there is something special about your personality that is not found anywhere else. Your karma has been learning to love yourself, pile 5, learning to accept yourself despite the world around you. And it's not like I'm going to love myself out of spite because no one else did. No, you had to learn how to love yourself by choosing to do that, by choosing to love you. Love is an action. It has to be chosen. You have had a difficult relationship with yourself in the past, pile 5, maybe even your whole life. And we don't talk about these types of relationships enough, in my opinion, but you're really surpassing that. You're learning how to choose you, how to prioritize you, how to replenish you, how to not be enough, but how to just simply be you. And it's not about, you know, like I know we kind of hear those mantras a lot all the time, like, I am enough. No. Enough is not enough, in my opinion. You're you. And you is more than enough. You is in abundance. You is 3 of Cups, 9 of Cups, King of Cups, Queen of Cups. Being you is more than enough. It's more than enough. So for you, pile 5, I would stay away from any sort of mantras or subliminals. It's kind of like, I am enough. You need to embrace who it is that you actually are. There's an abundance of you. Like I said, like your personality really stands out. There's an abundance of you. And you saying that you are enough is almost like not a betrayal to you, but it's not accurate as to who you are, because who you are is such an abundance of you. There's so much of you. A big part of your karma is really healing. Another part of your karma is releasing these old beliefs that you've been maybe kind of programmed to. Another thing that is your karma is developing a really good relationship with yourself. And like I said, not out of spite. Many of the times we learn to love ourselves out of spite because the rest of the world didn't or couldn't. And this is not about you loving yourself out of spite. This is about you loving yourself because you simply choose to do that, because you choose to love yourself, right? Doesn't it feel more like true, genuine, unconditional love when someone says, I love you just simply because you're you? You know, just because I simply choose you, versus like, I love you because you make this much money, or I love you because you look like this, or I love you because you're the only one around. I don't have any other options. Like, doesn't it feel more like genuine love when someone loves you just because you're you and they realize like, I can't get you anywhere else no matter what the circumstances are? That's exactly what you need to do with yourself, where it's like, I'm not loving myself just because so-and-so couldn't. I'm not loving myself just because so-and-so said this about me. I'm loving myself just simply because I'm choosing to. That's what I'm seeing a lot of your karma be about, pile 5. A lot of it. Let me just flip. Okay, kind of lost my cards there. I'm just going to flip a couple of clarifiers just to see where your karma is going, pile 5. Just to kind of see where it's going. I don't have any specific questions for my pile 5s, but yeah, let's just see where your karma is going, where it's headed. 5 of Swords. Okay. I see you coming in with some firm boundaries. 5 of Swords over here. Not backing down from a fight, not backing down from what, look at that, 3 of Cups. Weren't we talking about the 3 of Cups? We were talking about the 3 of Cups and then it pops out. 5 of Swords. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. 2 of Pentacles. Let's get one more. Where's your karma going, pile 5? too many cards that came out. Yeah. Oh, Six of Swords kind of jumped out. Pile 5, Six of Wands. You guys see that? The Hermit underneath. So, like I was saying, you're for sure where your karma is going. For the Five of Swords to jump out, be the first card to jump out, that's a really good sign. Normally, Five of Swords is not read as a good card, but I try to stay away from like looking at cards as good or bad. But anyways, for the Five of Swords to come out, I was actually very, very excited to see the Five of Swords come out for you per se, because it's like, this is you not backing down from a community anymore. You see that? Five of Swords is like, I'm me, whether you like it or not. And you see them walking away, they're like, them walking away in the card. This is you right here being like, I'm me, whether you like it or not. And choosing to be like okay with the fact where it's like, I don't really care how you feel about how I am. I don't really care about your opinion on who I am, what I do, what my life is like. This is just you standing in your power. This is this Emperor energy upright coming in with this Five of Swords. Three of Cups, we were talking a lot about the Three of Cups because Three of Cups is a card of community. This is you standing your ground in your community. This is you standing your ground in groups of people, around other people, you standing your ground and saying, hey, I'm here, this is me. So what I'm seeing really coming towards you in terms. All right, pile 5, sorry, I had a knock on my door. But yes, where I'm seeing your karma headed, pile 5, is you being completely comfortable, not even comfortable, but like you just standing in your own might, you standing in your own right, you standing in your own persona, despite what people think about you, whether they celebrate you or whether they're like, yeah, not my cup of tea, you're still okay with you, despite how others feel. Two of Pentacles, don't ask me why either, but I am seeing like some sort of charisma coming to you for some odd reason. Charisma coming to you, as well as with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I'm seeing kind of like prestige around you, but it's like prestigious people, prestigious contacts, like you kind of being mixing and mingling with people that you would consider high status, something like that. I'm kind of seeing that, and I'm seeing you able to work. I'm seeing you able to really work people with this Two of Pentacles, no matter where they kind of fall on the scale of importance or relevance. Six of Wands, the card of success, pile 5. There's a lot of success coming to you, but it's really all about you finding a way to trust yourself and to believe in yourself, and to not back down from yourself because other people maybe don't get you. That's the biggest thing in terms of your karma right here. Hermit in reverse is saying, yeah, you're kind of coming out of that cave. You're really emerging. Your personality is really emerging. Your confidence is really emerging. There's a lot of confidence that's really emerging for you, pile 5, which is amazing. So let me go on ahead and actually flip some oracle cards, see what else it is that we're seeing. Some energy coming your way, some karma coming your way. And you guys, there might be some cards that fall out. And, you know, if you see some cards fall out, I don't like to keep a whole bunch of cards that fall out like in the reading, because that's just not how I read. I've gotten a few comments from you guys saying like, you know, I wish you'd kind of just leave the cards out that do fall, but listen, this is how I read. And if I'm uncomfortable with the cards that fall out because they just don't feel right, that's just how I work my cards, okay? So I'm just saying that just to say, like, if you see some cards fall out that you're like, hey, that really resonates with me, then take it. That may have been just for you. But me personally, I don't read that way. But take what resonates with you. Take what resonates. You are in control of these readings. You guys are in control of these readings. So you take what resonates. All right? So let's see. Let's pile 5. Have coming. Wonders. You see that? It's the first card that came out. Wonders. There's a lot of incredible things that my pile 5 still have yet to do. There's still so much my pile 5s have to do. The other card that came out, relaxation. God, you guys, I'm so sorry. There's still so much that you guys have left to do, though. That fulfillment. Let's get one more. See that? I don't like when all these cards fall out like that. There's like 4 or 5 cards. New beginnings on the way, pile 5. And we have Voyage. It's funny, this card keeps coming up for a lot of the piles in this particular reading. So, you guys, pile 5, what you have here is that's coming to you. That's what I was shuffling your oracle cards for in terms of what karma is coming to you. We have relaxation, fulfillment, new beginnings, wonders, and voyage. So wonders for me is, like I was saying, there's still so much that my pile 5s have to do. There's still so much that you guys have to fulfill in your lives, in your fate, in your destiny, in your journeys. And to not be afraid of that. Definitely don't be afraid of that. I think very many times people that kind of fear embarking on their purpose, that fear their dreams, it's because they have really, really big destinies to fulfill. And I am of the belief that our spirits know exactly why it's here. And because we are our spirit, we are connected to it, it is us. We have this subconscious, unconscious knowing of what's to come. And there's some wondrous things to come to my pile 5s, things that you guys probably haven't even imagined just yet. But there's a lot of new beginnings. There's a voyage coming, so some travel may be on the way as well. You guys may be traveling a lot in your career, something like that, or just traveling a lot just to see the world, just to kind of expand yourself, expand your mind. That was one of the first things that we talked about with your reading, with this Emperor card right here, was that you are really shedding a lot of old beliefs that have been kind of taught to you. So this voyage could be you guys traveling to see other cultures, things like that. That was the first thing that I spoke on. And then we have here fulfillment. So fulfillment for sure is this temperance. This is you coming out of this 4 of Cups energy where it's like, I don't feel good enough. I don't feel up to par with everyone else. I don't feel like I can compete or compare with everyone else. There is fulfillment coming to you so you can stand on your own, in your own body, in your own skin, and feel so fulfilled and feel so good. And then relaxation here. There is going to be a sense of peace that comes with you embracing your own self. I'm sorry, you guys, that this keeps doing this. Embracing your own self and embracing your own body. There's a lot of really, really, really great things coming there. Coming in terms of you just like finding peace within yourself, pile 5. So this was a really good reading for you guys. So this is all that I'm seeing for my pile 5s. Thank you guys. You guys, please stay healthy, stay safe. Keep your loved ones in your prayers. Keep yourself in your prayers. Keep each other in you guys' prayers. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.